whole, basically all this experience do to you as a person?
Got very confused a lot of times on which way to go on it, and when we were young, when it was all shiny lying by a baby, it really was just, you didn't know what was going on anyway, and it was just a good laugh. It was like the band were mates then, you know. It was a friendly thing, and it was just, it was a good cry, like the gigs was the girls screaming and everything, and that was just amazing. And it was always hard to be, like for us to stay a band, because after about 3 years it was like an industry. The one thing that was never gotten over with the band is that we really did, we wanted to be a band, and we were a band, and we just became a photograph.
When you look at those old photographs of yourself, do you ever feel that the guy you're looking at is a complete stranger?
Feel used when you see it, you know, because it was always like, you used to get things like you'd wake up in the morning and there was a camera at your bed, you know, and nobody had told you about it. And if you had a freak out, there was big, like you'd get yourself into trouble because you weren't nice to anybody. And it really was a bunch of nonsense going on. And yeah, and there was just so many of them, so many photographs. It was just year's supply of it, you know. So we'd actually do a new session, like some new shots with a different image or whatever, and it'd take like 2 years before they finally got to the top of the pile with the magazine, like their library stuff. In America, there's a teen mag, 16, it's called, and I think we got the record. I think we were on the front cover for 3 years running, I think. And we'd go to press conferences and there'd be like big pictures of milk. Yeah, and you go, oh, what is this? You know, and before you've walked in and you're there, boof, the photograph's done, and it's we only drink milk, you know. It was the we only drink milk and we don't have girlfriends. I suppose it was supposed to make a fan think that Woody was available, which is pretty pathetic, really. And now and then the papers, like the scandal sheets used to catch up with it, and there was a lot of things like people on drugs and overdosing and like just sort of basically getting into into a lot of trouble, which was the top opposite of the sort of public image of the Bay City Rollers. And if they want to use, there's no way you can stop them, you know. And it's an impossible thing. Once they've got the material. And once they and they'll just ride it until it stops. Yeah, I mean it's a cliche. If you're in the public eye, you got to take what they throw at you, you know.
Did you ever wonder what it meant when all these fans were saying they loved you?
Well, we always presumed that was just a teenage fantasy or whatever, and you know, it was just like we thought, well, you say that now, but you ain't going to be saying that in 5 years' time, and we never relied on it. We never ever relied on the hysteria and the scream thing.
Did that hysteria ever scare you?
It got dangerous. Like the actual audience reaction was, and I think it was in '78. I think we'd just done a Japanese tour, and we were flying back to over to Los Angeles to do we did an American TV series for NBC, and I think this girl, and that was the last tour really. That Japanese, that was the last time I actually did a tour for years, and there was a lot of trouble in the Japanese tour. Like the Japanese school board had basically went to the pupils at the schools and said, if you got a rollers gig, you're going to get expelled from school, or to that effect. And this girl had her tickets taken off her, and she actually jumped. She killed herself. She jumped off a building, and that was. I remember it was in the alley, and nobody told us. And I mean, that was the people around us. I mean, it was terrible. And I seen it in the LA Times. It was on the front page of the LA Times going across, and that was it. We never toured till. It was 1881, and that was just, and there'd been a few, like broken legs and stuff, and we got banned in Britain. That was probably a wise move at the time by whoever banned us. But when that girl died, it was just, that was just tragic.